arm day, another favourite of ours. And a fan favourite that we're starting off with is the tricep dips. So as I mentioned before, with the chest, if you want to target chest on the chest dips, you've got to lean forward there. So you're kind of leaning forward to do it. But with triceps, you kind of want to be a bit more straight up. So I'll show you. Straight up and back down. I'm doing these without added weight, without a weight belt. So just body weight. About 94 kg, 94 to 95 kg. Ooh. And I'm going to superset that, triceps, and then hit biceps at the same time. Just nice little warm up. This is 45 kg on the bicep curl. Trying to minimize forearms getting involved by loosening the grip slightly. Nice. Nice warm up. Next, we'll do 3 more sets. 3 more sets of the triceps until failure. Same with the biceps. Once again, supersetting tricep dips with the body weight plus bicep curls for the 45 kg. Let's go. Make sure we're coming down and all the way back up. So locking that elbows at the top. Oh, nice one. Next, do bicep curls. That's another set done. 2 more to go. 2 more sets. Whew. Always start with the hardest. So 45 kg on the bicep. Skill up. Give it a proper pump. And then the triceps, of course. Body weight exercises and nothing to play with. Whew. I could not do my final set on there of tricep dips and bicep curl superset. I could not. If I went off what I wanted, I wouldn't even be here right now. So guess what? I'm gonna do that with a 1-to-1 off. That's the kind of attitude you need. I've got 5 reps on that last one. Done. We're not playing around today. We're going to do tricep push downs with the standing up. Fix this a little bit. Still trying to get the lats involved, so keeping it tight. Definitely do more. Let me up here from 28 to 32. Let's go. Come and get more, couple more reps. Nice. Got 2 more sets of those. The superset, tricep push down, bicep. 30. So I've got the bicep curl on 30 kg now. Tricep push down on about 33 kg. Tricep push down next. Step back a bit so I never touch the top. I can always keep tension on the tricep, even at the top there. Triceps. Hit the biceps. Let's go. Cheers. One last superset to go. I'm really killing these. Like I said, supersets are the key to saving time in the gym. You don't want to be here for 2 hours, which, let's be honest, who does? Some people, but they're weird. Got to keep superset and also keep those rest times. Final tricep push down set. Let's go. Start to feel a bit of it on the last one. Definitely went very close to failure on that one. Don't think I had any left in me. Final flat bar bicep curls. So I'm trying to keep my upper body as rigid as possible, just bending the elbows. Yeah. Let's go do some feeling preacher curls. Go hit some preacher curls. I'm just gonna hit preacher's curl. Funny, you've got the preacher's curl machine where you just put the weights. You just obviously select the weight. It's all set up. That's like non-stop queue on there, and people take ages to get off on there. One guy was on there for like 25 minutes. It was the same guy. They were sitting there for ages on their phones. But funny enough, this one, a bit less convenient, is always empty. So at least we got that. Alright, let me get myself into position. Let's just warm up with the toes. Nice. I feel good. 4 5s. I think 2 5s on each side. We'll give that a try, see how that works out. Set on the preacher's curl, I've added 5 more, so we're talking about 15 kg. How big is the bar? 10 kg. So we're talking about 40 kg in the preacher's. I might have spoken too soon. See if I can even do it. Nice. That's what I've got in there. Usually I did what, 5 reps on that one. See if I can get 7 on the last one. I'm gonna just do a bit longer rest time. I'll go for it again. Key with this is just to keep everything tight. Of course, your weight room more restricted here, so you can't cheat. You can't get your shoulders or back into it. It's all in the arms. So as you support yourself on here, you have no choice but to pull with the biceps. It's far more restricted, that's why it's harder. Final preacher's curl. I've already got the weights for the hammer curl next. I'm going to try and give myself 26 kg. let's focus on this for now. Struggling on that. I'm going to take the 5s off. Let's finish off with the 10s. Yeah, I'm struggling with that one. I think I've only got one set in me of the 40s. That's okay. We'll drop weight in the last couple reps. As long as I'm getting that volume in. That's all that matters. You would have thought taking 10k jiggle made it so much easier, but also biceps are just fatigued now. Just give that a minute rest, and then I'm gonna do skull crusher with the EZ bar and hit hammer curls. Try and superset that. Let's do skull crusher first. Work the triceps and then hit hammer curls for the brachialis, as some say, but you can just call it the bicep. That's just people who are trying to be too smart for their own good. Call it the brachialis. So the skull crushers, traditionally it's done to the forehead. If you just go behind the head, you get a far better stretch. Just hold it in that position. And then back off. Nice. And straight into hammer curls. Superset 1 done, 2 minutes ago. That'll be our final workout for the arms, and that's our killer arm workout. So many supersets. That's how it is. Keep it short, precise, and intense. Let's go straight into the skull crushes. That's it, hammer kill. Floppy form on the hammer curls at the end. But sometimes you just got to get those partial reps in. Ooh. Feel like calling for up my dinner. The final set, and thank God. Thought we'd never get here. It's another uphill battle like every workout, right? gosh, don't even know why I do it. There's so many tricep workouts out there, but I always gravitate back to it because it's one of the first ones I learned. But I used to do it to the forehead. I didn't used to get as big of a stretch, but you know what? That's just part of life. You adjust and change what you do throughout life. All done with this. Finito, done. I said home. Pump. Let's go. Pump. Find the best thing to ask yourself is, firstly, what's the plan? So what's your plan? And what's the purpose of doing it? So let's take going to the gym. Why do you want to go to the gym? What are you trying to achieve from it? Do you see people online, shredded, looking great? Do you want to look like that? Is it a vanity thing? And that's okay. Nothing wrong with vanity. As long as that's what motivates you and pushes you, then it's okay. Do you want to feel better? Do you wake up low energy throughout the day? You feel low testosterone? You know, you want to really feel better about yourself, more comfortable in your own body. Do you want to look in the mirror and think, I look good, or I look someone with purpose? I look like a driven person. Is it for other people? And if it is, that's fine. Gotta be honest with yourself. It's all about self-reflection. And guess what makes all this hard stuff far harder to self-reflect? Things like drinking, smoking, anything that messes with your perception of reality, you should try and minimize as much as possible. I'm not going to be the guy that says, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that. It's okay to have vices, but what's that doing to your head, right? What's that doing to your perception of reality? How is that warping it? Like drinking. The next day, will you feel great? Will you be able to know your purpose, know why you're doing things for? Probably not. It's probably going to lower your testosterone, make you feel far worse the next day, makes you feel down. And it's all about being aware. You can, and this is what I'd say society, in quotes, I think that's what they want from people, just to be zombies and just not being self-aware at all. Because then you're more susceptible to marketing, then you're more susceptible to be sold to, so a capitalist society will always encourage you just to be kind of a zombie. I love buy this, buy that, do you know what I mean? Consuming more and more and more. How about sit back? I mean, the gym's guilty of this too, right? There's all sorts of things people buy. I go to the gym and I see people pulling out about 7-8 items that they bought from Amazon out of their bag. And that's fair. You do you, that's not a problem. I just like to keep things more simple. Same thing with running. People run and they've got all these like vests on and they've got this and that. It's like, are you doing this stuff just to consume more things and buy more things for it, just to look aesthetic or whatever it is? And definitely social media hasn't helped with that. Everyone feels like if they're going to post on social media, then they have to look the look, right? Instead of just being physically at that level, they just want to look like they're at that level instead. It's all a perception thing. So, do you have a plan? No plan, then what, you're just going to aimlessly walk around and just think, oh, today I need to do this, or today I want to do that? Or do you know that this day, I've dedicated some time to doing all of those things? Is that like, have you committed to it? Have you put aside, prioritize that in your week? And it doesn't even matter. It's all sometimes about, okay, I want to do it 3 times a week. And then just think, okay, that makes sense on a Tuesday, that makes sense on a Thursday, and that makes sense on a Saturday, for example. And then just do it. When you come round to those days, make sure you do it. Write down at the morning when you first wake up, write down, my priority this day is to make sure I go. And I make sure I turn up to what I've committed myself to. Just kind of holding yourself accountable, right? That's kind of the main thing about it. It's just giving yourself a plan and then making sure you are accountable for executing on that plan. And you're gonna need that because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about consistency, right? Everyone wants to take shortcuts. People want to inject themselves with all this stuff, which you shouldn't even be doing at least 10 plus years into it. Why are you even thinking about doing this and that when you don't even know how to train? You don't even know what consistency in training is. You haven't built that muscle, no pun intended. You haven't built that muscle in your brain that says, I will walk into a gym and do this, that, whether I want to or not, whether I'm feeling like it. If you don't even have that, then why are you trying to even take shortcuts? For what reason? What is that shortcut going to do for you? It's going to be just a shortcut, and you're never going to finish the journey. You're never going to reach the destination of that journey. So it's like taking a 10-mile hike, and then instead of doing the 10 miles, you're doing 4 or 5 miles, taking lots of shortcuts to try and reduce the distance, and then not even finishing the hike, not even getting to that end. Whereas someone who didn't take shortcuts, who stayed consistent and persistent, they get to the end of that 10-mile hike and actually did the 10 miles, didn't take shortcuts or anything. So that's how you have to think about it. A lot of times taking the shortcuts will actually prevent you from even getting to your destination, which for some might be a freaking jacked, ripped body, and for others it might not be. It could be anything. But whatever your destination is, the only way you're going to get there is doing things consistently. And that's why I was talking about in the last vlog, always consistency is always key over ego lifting. So you can ego lift if you want, all you're going to do is end up with injuries. But consistency builds legends. So if you want to be a legend in anything, consistency is what matters. Ego lifting isn't. Ego is just to stroke your own ego, and it's all about understanding your ego. Ego is kind of a word that's thrown around all the time, but all ego is yourself, how you think about yourself. Yeah? And that's why people say inflated egos, because some people have an extremely inflated idea of themselves, and that's where lack of self-awareness comes in at that point. So they're here, most people would rate them way down here, and so that delta between where they think they're at and where they're actually at is where, I guess, that's where the issues come. That's what a lot of people need to get comfortable with the journey that it takes. And it's not going to be great. You're going to have some really bad days on that journey, and you're going to have really good days, but that's kind of what makes it a journey, right? It's all full of ups and downs, and you've got to embrace that and understand that you're not always going to see crazy gains all the time, right? At the beginning, of course, like anything, it's a curve, right? So at the beginning, you're going to see lots of progress, and then it will always plateau. This is with anything, not just weightlifting. Obviously, weightlifting, this applies massively to it, but also to any skill you're going to learn, you're always going to have that beginners, and then it plateaus very quickly. And with some skills, it's like up there, then all the way back down. So it feels like you actually get worse at the skill, because obviously you have that kind of like beginner's confidence, drops off, and then skies goes all the way back down. But a lot of people will quit in that initial, I guess you could call it, is it like a J curve? Yeah, I think they call it like a J curve. But basically, you're going to go up, back down, and then all the way back up. And most people will quit at that dip, that first dip that comes down. Usually at the bottom of that dip, that wipes out, I'd say 70% of people. And then people that persist go up all the way. I have a business I've been building now for roughly about 8 months. And been hard. So it's the same idea, right? Like I am probably deep into that dip right now. So I am at the lowest I could possibly be. But as I said, when you're just consistent and putting in the work daily, then eventually you're going to come back out of that. So you're going to come all the way back up out of that trough that you're kind of in and that dip that you're in. And that's what I'm battling with right now. It's a daily struggle and it's hard work. But if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be enjoying, let's say a more flexible life by having a business and, running their own brand. And I went into some quite a saturated market as well. So I knew it was going to be way harder work. But I'm not giving up. And that's the main thing. If you don't give up, then you've technically haven't failed. I mean, you will fail, and there'll be many fails along the way, but you only fail once you quit. It's like the same idea of stocks, if you've ever heard this. If you buy a stock and it drops in price, as long as it doesn't go to zero and just completely wipe out, then you haven't technically lost. You only lose once you sell. So it's the same idea. Selling is the same idea as quitting. So if I have a business, I want to sell or quit when it's at the high, right? And I will sell at a low if I give up on it early. So if I then come later to sell my business at a high, then that's good. If I sell now, then of course, sell basically means just give up. It's not going to be as ideal. So I guess that's what it's all about, right? It's all about mindset, thinking about how you approach it, how you're gonna take it on, how you're gonna execute on it, plan it, and execute. And then as you plan things, sometimes you'll plan things and never follow through, right? And that starts feeding seeds of doubt into your head that you can't do this or you can't stick to things. But if you then create little things that you tick off within that plan, then you do start feeling that you build a lot of momentum with it and you can actually achieve that. So that's why I preach sometimes, although it may seem silly, but at the start of your day, just making sure you make your bed, do every simple thing, just make your bed, even stuff like shower, stuff like that, and physically tick those things off, tick them off the list. And that will give you kind of mini accomplishments to start then feeding seeds into your mind that, yeah, I can do things, I can follow things through, I can have a plan and execute on it. So that's kind of the secret to it all. Just making sure that you give yourself little seeds and nuggets to feed into your mind that if you say you can do something and you're gonna do it, you get it done. Because we don't realize over time we've had these grand plans in our head and they've sown seeds into our head to say that we can't do it because we never follow through on it. And it's always gonna seed ideas in your head to say that you can't or you won't. But we know that's not true. You can do it.